So stage 6 begins with a little tarmac section, the only tarmac section of the stage as we come up towards the hill until we get onto that road over there that heads up this valley. So again, keeping the speed up through here is the key along this whole stage. It's so easy to slow down. So through the bumps here are awkward. Get yourself back centered, cut a little bit here and aim towards the gap. The big thing on this whole stage is if you are down the order, just send it. The guys up top are going to have to be real careful about how much they risk and to make sure they get through. So just balls to the wall and send it. Up the hill we go. Tight little right two. Get into a left. Pretty simple direction changes. Same thing as we get to the top of the hill here. Remember, these are steep. You can carry a fair bit of speed and get the car turned. Gravity will do the rest. And hold the handbrake here. Keep your throttle on as you come around. And punch out the other side. So here's where we start the true section that's sort of very similar on this whole stage. High speed, narrow road along a ledge. You have a number of little jumps like this to unsettle the car. Note how steep the terrain is either side. You can get yourself in a bit of trouble. Watch that rock there on the left. Across the top. So it's all about keeping your average speed up here. You don't want to be braking and stopping for corners. You want to be rolling through them as best you can and full throttle the rest of the time. So there's a good example of how quickly things can go sketchy here. It's all about keeping yourself in the middle of this road as best you can. Over the crest here. Not a huge turn, you just want to be nice and settled so you're not in trouble. Coming down, braking through the gap here. Again, the car's going to be unsettled as you come through here, through these tight corners, so you have to try to do something like that to keep your speed up. Down through we get to a little ascent. Very tight and steep through here. Watching your rock on the left here as we head towards the sunset. Up the hill, tight corners. Flat through here, obviously, as we head uphill. To a tight little acute right. This one tightens as we come around the corner. And head up to the top. The sun's blinding as we head through this little tricky section here. Maybe sit and lower your zoom, you can sort of avoid it a little bit, keep it out of your peripheral. Watch the inside here, very, very sharp. You don't want to catch a wheel on that, it'll sort of bring the car to a pretty dead stop quickly. May not do damage, but not worth the trouble. Tight left as you come across, around again, watching the terrain artifacts as you come through here. Try to stay on the road as best you can to stay out of trouble. The road is smooth for the most part. Round to the right here. Again, heaps of speed. It's all about rolling this through and picking the corners like this where you've got to be careful. Again, watch that terrain artifacting on the outside. Bumpity bumpity bump. There's a good example of that fence on the side can catch you. Got to go round this one. In, bumps, and up to the right. Left here again into the sun, providing a good different challenge as we go to the late afternoon for this stage. Through the left. And then down towards checkpoint 2. Tight little reset as we come through. And down again. This is where the section opens up a little bit more, a little bit flatter either side of the road. And the speed really starts to ramp up now as we come through. There's these few kinks and then we turn around and we head back towards that finish line now. Proper highland terrain. As we pop through the Aldani Valley, as it could be called, past the Eric billboard. Slightly tight left here again. Watch your exits, there's a number of rocks and different things that sit out in the terrain around here. through our dip. Again, you can pick a nice center line through this one, which makes it nice and easy. And you want to wash off a little bit of speed before we get here so you can take the turn and not end up too far wide. And same again, you roll the car in, back on the throttle, jam it flat. Very similar two corners coming up here with the right and the left. Again, just slow her down a little bit early so you can get the car around and in. And down we go. Through the left. Through the dip. And we're actually out of fuel, so quick little top up here. Apply all the way down the south. I was wondering why I wasn't getting much gas. Righto. We're good to go again now. So push it down along the valley floor until we get to the other side. Again, now we've got those steep walls on either side. We need to be careful about the artifacting and trying to stay in the middle of this road as best we can as we come through. If you cut, you can end up tipping the car if you're not careful. So there's a bit of a trade-off to be had. So corners like that, you got to be careful. The rally car will spit you off very quickly if you stay on the throttle as it gets that traction. Square your braking as best you can. Watch that wall on the outside. Through checkpoint 3 and we start the climb back up towards the finish. Round to the left, nice and cruisy. Very fast section again, as I said, it's one of the second longest stage on the rally, but it's actually very, very fast stage. So you get through it pretty quick. So we come through across the top. The trick is, again, if you're down the order, this is the stage you want to push and make up time while other people have been a little bit tentative and careful. And push it along the top here, earn those extra points. Across the crest now. Through the left and the right as we come across here. Again, just crazy fast. Across the right, across the top. Keep the car settled as we come down, avoid that bail, don't get too wide there. So again, it's all about carrying the speed along here as best you can. I don't think there's any other way than to show it. There's no real tips and tricks, just try keep the car in the middle of the road, keep on the gas as best you can. Don't be afraid to lift, you may not need to brake. Remembering that the gas in these cars generally helps pull it straight. We come across the crest and we can see the finished building in sight now. Punch your way in, around the left, keep on the gas, one corner to go, get yourself to the right, cross the blue bail, through the finish, and then get on the brakes and try not to hit too many signs as you come down through and into the tent. You come through the... Jesus. Come through these two tents here, and when you come out, just turn left up the hill here and head up towards the advertising billboards. Fun little finish area up here. If you haven't finished crazy high in the rally, just park on the outside there. If you won the rally, you'll just be careful to drive your car in here through the gap and onto the area here. Grab a seat, walk on the overlaid bleachers, and we can watch the podium session from here. So yeah, broadcast by AAN and HANA. If you're bored waiting for cars to finish, you can come inside, head up the stairs, out onto the roof, and you can look back across along the stage there. You can see them coming along that ridge down through to the finish. So this will be a cool little spot to hang out while you wait for the rally to finish, and then when all cars are the line, and head back around the back here and join in the podium.